Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on August 14th, 2023. That's right, it is Monday, Motivation Monday, ready to start our week off and rock and roll. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you've got a big week. I had the opportunity to go to Summersville over the weekend with the boys. It was lots of fun, lots of physical activity, getting out there, doing things, and just enjoying myself. Hey, I want to remind you and let you know, summer's not over yet. I know school's just around the corner, but we're not there yet. So be sure to get outside, do a little yard work, go camping, go fishing, have a little fun, spend time with your family. I want to invite you to be sure to do that. Don't sleep on that. We've still got a little ways until fall. And hey, you know, fall's a great time too to get out there and do things and to be excited to have fun. But definitely want to remind you, summer's not over yet. And I want to let you know, if you are having a hard time struggling with your health and fitness goals, I want to invite you to join my group, the Home Gym Hustle Heroes. All you have to do is go to homegymhustleheroes.com/join. I know it's a busy time of year, but I am here every day to give you the information, motivation, and inspiration you need to push yourself forward. Now, with that in mind, I want to talk to you today about the best diet for weight loss. That's what everybody is always asking about. That's the miracle and the magic that everybody wants. What is the best diet for losing weight? There are so many options out there. You've got vegetarian, you've got carnivore, you've got vegan, you've got pescatarian, probably a bunch of other ones. Mediterranean diet. Back in the day, there was the South Beach diet. There's the Atkins diet. There's all these different kind of diets. They all kind of come and go. They're popular. They're big. They kind of disappear, and then they'll circle back around. And, you know, everybody's always asking, what's the best diet to lose weight? And everybody's got their own opinion. So just to be clear, I want to let you know, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I am not a registered dietitian. I am not a doctor. I am not anything like that. So if you've got any questions about any of this, be sure to talk to a doctor about it and let them know what you think and get some guidance from them. If you've got any questions, you know, I'm just a guy blabbing on the internet, but I know from my own personal experience what's worked for me. So I just want to share with you what's worked for me. And that's plain and simply a whole food diet. Now, that's going to right away probably going to get a little bit of confusion, because what exactly does that mean? What is a whole food diet? When I think of a whole food diet, I think of the way that human beings are, the way that we live, the way that we exist, hasn't really changed that much in the last, few thousand years. We basically were kind of hunters and gatherers. We would eat certain foods. We would graze on plants. Every now and then, we would get some vegetables and some fruit. Fruit used to be seasonal. A lot of vegetables are seasonal up until very, very recently. I mean, even when I was a kid, and that, I hate to think, that has been a lot longer ago than I like to admit. But even when I was a kid, certain foods were only seasonable. Like you could only get strawberries a certain time of the year. You could only get peaches a certain time of the year. And going even farther back, people had root cellars where they would store things like potatoes and apples and things like that, because they were only available certain times of the year. So you didn't have these huge, massive amounts of food that were available. And when you did get food, you would eat the food. You would eat the whole potato. You might peel the potato, but you'd find something to do. And I know from my experience, my grandparents, they were big. They were big in using every little piece of everything. My grandma, she would cook with bacon, and then she would save that bacon and put that bacon grease, and she would use that bacon grease to cook eggs the next day, or she would put it in something else. She would add it to another dish. She would, add it to kraut, or they would have kraut stored, and they would add in, some leftover chicken to it, or sausage or something like that. There was all these different things. So that's what I think of when I think of a whole food diet. It's the entire bit of the food. It's getting all of the food together, and it's finding ways to use all that food. You're not so you're not isolating the foods. So to take a step back, that's what you're looking at when you're looking at the standard American diet. What I like to call the SAD diet, SAD, Standard American Diet. most of these things are isolation. Most of these things, they take like sugar's a great example. You can have sugar. Sugar's not bad for you. Your body needs sugar. You have to have sugar. Well, how would you get sugar in the past? Well, in the past, if you wanted to get sugar, you'd get a piece of fruit, say an apple. Well, that's got vitamins, it's got minerals, it's got fiber, it's got some complex carbohydrates, it's got all of this stuff built into it, right? So then you'd eat the piece of fruit. It's good for you. You enjoy it. You get that energy. You get all the vitamins. You get all the minerals. You get all this good, healthy stuff working for you. And now what do we do today when we want some sugar? We get a little packet of sugar, right? And all it is just sugar. It's just empty calories. It goes into your body, and it's like an atomic bomb going off to your metabolic system. Our systems aren't made to handle like this concentrated blast of sugar like that. Like, that's not what you want. So that's what the standard American diet is. That's all it is. It's all these concentrated foods. You don't have whole grains. You get like white bread. And yeah, I know they fortify it by throwing in a bunch of stuff at the end of it all. But what they're really doing is isolating little itsy bitsy pieces of the material, the stuff that the food, right? The carbohydrates, and then they're adding in a bunch of stuff. And I'm not even getting to the point where they add in all of the chemicals and the fillers and all the stuff. I mean, why is it that you get a loaf of bread and you can set it there for a week and it'll be fine? Or you can take a Twinkie or whatever. The whole joke is that a Twinkie will survive after a nuclear holocaust, right? Twinkies and cockroaches will survive. Well, the reason for that is because they've got all these fillers, they've got trans fats, they've got chemicals, they've got preservatives. So I'm not even getting to that part. I'm not even getting to, the seed oils and all that other stuff. I'm just talking about the pure concentration that you get from the standard American diet, as opposed to a whole food diet. And I really do believe that whole foods are the way to go. And I do believe that they need to be complete. I don't believe in doing things like separating egg yolks from the rest of the egg. The egg is there on purpose. Like, that yolk is there for a reason. It's got tons of vitamins, minerals, all this kind of stuff. I don't believe in isolating things. I believe, if you want to eat meat, you eat a slice of meat, you eat a steak, you eat a chicken, you eat a pork chop, something like that. That's what you want. Now, one of the things that you get into, and one of the things that you'll find out with a lot of these studies, if you ever see the studies that are all about, eating meat's bad for you, what you'll find out is meat eaters are eating things like hot dogs, chicken nuggets, baby back ribs, things like that. And that's a meat eater, okay? That's not meat. Like, chicken nuggets is barely meat. Have you ever looked at the ingredient list? Like, if I eat chicken, the ingredient list has one thing: chicken. That's what's on there, right? And that's, skin, fat, everything. You want a little bit of all that stuff. You want all that stuff mixed in. If you're going to eat potato, don't eat French fries. Eat a baked potato. Potatoes are great for you. They're healthy. They're nutritious. You want to reduce those. Root vegetables do have lots of carbohydrates. But I'm telling you right now, this is where things get so difficult, because you get like the low carb people and the high carb people, and you get like the vegans and you get the vegetarians, and they start arguing over these little itty bitty things like, how high on the glycemic index is a potato versus a sweet potato versus an apple, and all that kind of stuff. And there is tons of evidence and all of that, and you can make up your own mind, you can make up your own decisions. I'm not gonna press on any of that, but the thing is, if you eat a potato, that's going to be healthier for you than potato chips. That's what I'm getting at. The potato is a whole food. It's close to the earth. As close as you can get to plucking it out of the earth and eating it, the better off you're going to be. That's what I think of as a whole food diet. That's what I mean when I'm talking about whole food, as opposed to potato chips, as opposed to French fries. Yeah, are some of these things, are potatoes, are they going to have a higher glycemic index than broccoli? Yeah, they will. But for most people in the modern world, most Americans, just simply getting rid of those processed foods, those manufactured foods, get rid of the hot dogs, get rid of the bologna. I know, I'm a West Virginian saying get rid of the bologna. That's basically sacrilege. Get rid of the bologna, get rid of the sausage, get rid of the hot dogs, get rid of all that kind of stuff and replace it with steak, chicken breast or chicken thighs, pork chops, that kind of stuff. And you make all that a priority. You eat potatoes instead of French fries. You eat apples instead of, applesauce that's got all this stuff added onto it. You eat an egg or 2 eggs instead of trying to, make some kind of concoction by getting little itty bits and pieces of eggs and separating the yolks and all that kind of stuff. You eat whole foods, complete meals. Cook them at home. Don't get packaged garbage off the shelves. You will improve your health. You will lose weight. The weight will just begin to shed off. And then once you optimize all that and you're eating whole foods, then you can begin tinkering around the edges and dialing things in as far as glycemic index and should I be eating less potatoes and more broccoli and all that kind of stuff. But start with the basics. Eat whole foods. Focus on whole foods, and you will be well on your way to improving your health, fitness, and wellness. I hope you found this helpful today. If you did, be sure to drop me a comment, give me a like or a share. Thanks for watching today. Hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you again on Wednesday. It's been great talking to you. If you need any help with information, motivation, or inspiration, shoot me a message. Go to homegymhustleheroes.com/join, and I will talk to you all later this week. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.